We're going to look at another form of investing today, and that's called the Stokvel. So what is a Stokvel? Well, the Stokvel is a shared investment scheme where a group of people pool their money and they each make a regular monthly contribution. There are two ways to benefit from this. Either the pooled money with interest is divided amongst all the members at the end of the investment. So they all invest for the same amount of time. At the end of that time, they withdraw all the money and divide it amongst the members. That is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is by contributing for 6 months. So everybody contributes for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, whatever has been collected with interest gets withdrawn, and the first person in the group gets that amount of money, whatever was saved for 6 months by the 20 people in our example. There are issues involving this. For example, what if somebody gets the money and decides, well, they've had enough, they don't want to contribute anymore. Also, the interest rate is quite small, and what happens if you're the last person? Right, we need to look at numbers in order to see what we're going to do about this. Let's have a look at our numbers in this Stokvel investment. So the first thing we said, there were 20 members. Each of them contribute 250 Rand a month to this investment. And then after 6 months, one person will get the total in that investment. So in other words, after 6 months, here are 6 months, one person will get 30,263 Rand and 60 cents. Now let's have a look how that works out. So one person contributes 250 Rand per month for 6 months. And if I calculate that, it will give me 1,500 Rand. Well, that is wonderful to get 1,500, to have paid 1,500, and you receive 30,263. But now let's look at the poor last person. So we said there are 20 members, so the person who is number 20, let's see what they would have paid over this amount of time. So they would have paid 250 Rand times 6 months times 20, because times 20 investment periods, because there are 20 of them, so they each have to get a turn. So if we work that out, 6 months, 20 people, you're actually going to work it out by saying 250 multiplied by 120 months. Because if it's every 6 monthly, so 20 divided by 2, because twice a year, equals 10. 10 times 12 months, so that's going to give me 10 years, times 12 months is 120. And if I do that calculation, I will get 30,000 Rand. Now you need to ask yourself, 30,000 Rand, how much have they actually scored? So if this person went and invested 250 Rand a month for 10 years, they would have 30,000. So the gain in this is basically only 263 Rand 60. So why would people think of doing it like that? So you will find among the poorer population, poorer people in our population, they tend to do this because they don't want to go to a bank and get a loan, etc., etc. So many times this is an informal agreement, and also it gives them access to a large amount of money. 30,000 Rand is a large amount of money as a once-off payment, which they can go and do something special with that. So that is why they sometimes go in for this type of informal investment. Your exercise today is on page 120. So page 120, exercise 5. Please remember, your work must be turned in. Once we've checked it, you will then get the memo to mark it. Thank you.